Good afternoon, my dear participant friends, all honorable teacher participants. We are to discuss one important, part of the paper, Philosophical and the Sociological Foundation. In the last class, we had discussion about philosophy and education, means how philosophy, since the beginning of the history of human knowledge, has been influencing the process of education, or how philosophy has occupied its place in the domain of education. We had discussion in the last class. Today we are to discuss about the scope of philosophy. And at the time of discussing about the scope of philosophy, our concern is to understand the scope of philosophy from the domain of education, because how education and philosophy do have connectivity, or how these two branches are closely connected, we have to study. And for doing so means for understanding the system of education as well as the scope of education, we have to understand the scope of philosophy. Well, friends, philosophy, as we understand, is an intellectual exercise to know about the basic nature of phenomena which we encounter in our day-to-day life. I help you, or we have discussion in this way, that philosophy basically helps us to understand as well as to realize man's place in this complex universe, means the relationship between you as well as the universe, how you and the universe do have relationship, or how you are related. This mystery or the question, this question is answered by philosophy. And philosophy in other sense is a systematic striving for the realization of realities of things and beings, for the realization of the realities of different phenomena of this universe, for understanding the realities of different events of this universe, for knowing about the cause-effect relationship or relationships of happening of different situations in this universe, answers related to our life, means the problems or the questions of the answers of all those questions which have linked to our life, For answering all these, we are to depend on philosophy. As such, the scope of philosophy is very vast, as the concern of philosophy is the systematic study about the universe and unfolding as well as establishing the realities of the universe. The scope, means the area of operation of philosophy, is very vast, and it has influence in each of the branches of study of our society, and education being one of the most important, social sciences. It has close link with philosophy, because without philosophy, education can't, exercise in this complex universe for helping man to get the replies of different questions relating to life, culture, civilization, on the different situations as well as phenomena of the universe. As an intellectual exercise, philosophy demands the application of method to acquire knowledge about its subject matter or complete its purpose. Rational inquiry, means logical inquiry, is the basic method of philosophy for the realization of realities of various events and situations of our life. And with the help of the process of education, we develop all inborn potentialities for the development of our personality so that we become proper human resource to take part in the process of production and survive or help life survive, at the same time help civilization progress. The Penguin Dictionary of Philosophy has explained, this is the explanation which is given from Penguin Dictionary of Philosophy. As for the subject matter, it was common in earlier times to bestow the name of philosophy on inquiry into many different subjects, provided that it was guided by canons of rationality. For instance, physics, if you go to the field of physics, and indeed the natural sciences generally were called natural philosophy at the earliest time of human history. This title, the title of Newton's great work of 1687, illustrates this. This great work is the mathematical principles of natural philosophy. So if you go back or study the great work of Newton, which was great work of Newton of 1687, then too you will find that the title of the work was The Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy. Like physics, many other present-day disciplines began as branches, and this process of separation is continuing. Nevertheless, it is often held that philosophy has a distinctive subject matter, the most fundamental or general concepts and principles involved in thought, action, and reality. So friends, these are the three most important areas or parameters with which philosophy has close connectivity, means concerning to the process of involvement in thought, concerning to the process of involvement in action by you people, means by men, and the process of involving in the process for the establishment of realities of different phenomena, situations, things, beings, and happenings of this universe. It is also a common view that philosophical inquiry is a second order inquiry which has for its subject matter the concepts, theories, and presuppositions present in various disciplines and in everyday life. It is explained by the Penguin Dictionary of Philosophy. So friends, we see the occupation, we see the domination of philosophy in all branches of study which are operative in our economic domain, in our society. And that's why as a social branch, as one of the important branches of social science, education has close connectivity with philosophy, and without philosophy, education cannot operate, in the social system in our life. The domain of philosophy is boundaryless, limitless, means everywhere, in all parts of our life, in all economic areas, there is the domination of philosophy, or the entry of philosophy is there. Philosophy covers all areas on all problems for interpretations and logical analysis. Means for the interpretation and logical analysis, we have to depend on philosophy, and depending on philosophy, education also, helps us get the solution measure of different problems of our life. Philosophy is basically concerned with all the ethical problems, political problems, psychological problems, economical problems, scientific problems, and economic problems of our life, society and economic areas of our life. So friends, see how vast or how extensive the area of operation of philosophy. It has concerned with the problems concerned with ethical problems of life and society, political problems of life and society, psychological problems of life, economic problems of individual and society as well as nations, scientific problems of the whole global social order, on economic problems of our life, society and economic areas. Philosophy embodies man's striving to engage in a constant charge in order to open up the infinite, means the roots and causes of all things existing, and to call into question everything he has achieved. Means with the help of philosophy, we understand the roots and causes of different phenomena of the universe or happenings of this universe. And therefore, Plato, that great philosopher of antiquity, said that philosophy had its source in surprise, in amazement, surprise and amazement, because life is a surprising question. We do not get answered why we are born, and after that what will be the reality of our life. And that's why philosophy, you see, from Plato's conception or Plato's perception, is it has the source in surprise of everything else, of all the questions of this dynamic, diversified world order on amazement. The great thinker Aristotle, when the name of Plato we are to utter, automatically the name of Aristotle comes. And Aristotle held that all sciences pursue a special aim, except philosophy, which alone of all the sciences is free, for only this science exists for its own sake. Means philosophy has independent, domination, but in other subjects or in other subject area, means all other sciences pursue a special aim, do have special aim for the accomplishment, but philosophy alone is free from such kind of specification concerning to the aim of operation. Philosophy is basically concerned with all the problems of life and society of you, me, and all of us. For the safety of life and for the existence of the universe, philosophy has always been trying to solve all the riddles, means all the mysteries of the total surroundings. Philosophy is regarded as the basis of all forms of knowledge. Expansion, development, and renewal of knowledge for the welfare of life, society, or the universe are the prime concerns of philosophy. So friends, the basic concerns or the prime concerns of philosophy is the expansion of the parameter of knowledge, the development of the parameter of knowledge, and the renewal of knowledge as per the sense demand of human life and social order. And for the expansion, behind the process of expansion, behind the process of development, and behind the process of renewal, the question or the interest of welfare of life of human being, social order of humanity, and the universal, order of all nations, have special concern. And today, we are to again start. This is the scope of philosophy. We have understood that the scope of philosophy is very vast. It is such a branch of study which helps us to understand our relationship with this mysterious universe, as well as it helps to get the replies of all difficult questions concerning to the what, how, and why of things, beings, events, phenomena, and situations of this universe. Why we are born, what will happen after death, and what is life, how is life. These are the concerns of philosophy. And today we are to come back to another most important area, another most important branch of Western philosophy, that is idealism, which has special importance for you people to know so much well. Idealism, among all the Western branches of philosophy, idealism is one of the most important and oldest branch. And idealism is a specific branch of philosophy. You see, it is a very basic and old philosophical thought. Throughout the ages, idealism has been exercising very powerful influence on the mind of man of the Western society, and not only in the mind of the Western society, but also in the mind of all people of the global social order. Sorry. Idealism emphasizes on the ideas as the fundamental requirement for acquiring knowledge and for unfolding the realities of different phenomena of the universe. The term idea is originated from Greek, which means form, pattern. You understand the term idea, which is basically originated from Greek, which means form or pattern. And our ideas are to be extended with the help of the process of education. And for doing this, education is to rely on all the most important explanations of idealism. Idea very simply means mental impression, and mental impression has special importance, and with the help of the development of all the inborn potentialities by the process of education, mental impressions have been developed in the minds of the learner. It also means a thought or suggestion about a possible course of action. This word has been used throughout the history. This word has been used throughout the history of philosophy in different, although related senses. Means concerning to idea, this word has been used throughout the history of philosophy in different, although related senses. Here follow two of the most important ones. Number one, in Plato, the concept of an idea or form is given various theoretical functions, and it can't be taken for granted that it is the same in all of the dialogues. The idea or form of beauty, suppose you come to the idea or concept of beauty, for instance, is a universal that which all beautiful things have in common, and is that which through its presence is a beautiful. So how we are to, develop the impression of develop the concept of beauty in our mind is one of the most important, parameter of study for philosophy as well as for education. And by studying idealism, we can understand this and how the impression of different concepts are being grown in the psychological or psychic order of human, learner or human learners. For understanding this, we are to depend on idealism, means one of the most important branches of Western philosophy. It is also a perfect paradigm, something which is itself more beautiful than anything else. It can also be convinced as an end or practice, which puts towards its more perfect actualization. Number two, in the modern era beginning with Descartes, Locke, Berkeley, Hume, and many others, these are the names of great philosophers, the term is primarily used to signify something that exists in the mind, means idea. Idea, what does it mean? It means this is primarily used to signify something that exists in the mind. And idea is a mental content. Let us see the now definition of idea, which has special importance in the field of education too. You see how ideas are developed in the minds of the learner, how we are to do this. For knowing everything else, we must have to understand the philosophy, and we must have to have the knowledge of idealism, which is one of the important branches or one of the oldest branches of Western philosophy. An idea is a mental content. It is a mental content, a mental representation. Thus, means this way, idealism is a branch of philosophy which emphasizes on the mental properties for the realization of realities of phenomena. Means, what is idealism? Idealism is a branch of philosophy, means Western branch of philosophy, and idealism basically emphasizes on the mental properties of the learners for the realization of realities of different phenomena, events, problems, situations, etc., etc. Idealism can be explained from different points. Let us see. They are the Platonistic view that the ideas or forms alone possess genuine reality. The word was first used by Leibniz for Plato's ontology to contrast it with, Epicurus' materialism. Number 3, a view which rejects materialism and naturalism in favor of a religious or otherwise value-oriented world view. You will come to know about pragmatism as well as materialism in later stage. But for explaining the concept of idea, which is special importance, particularly particularly for understanding the concept of idealism, we must have to know, or simply here we have mentioned about materialism and naturalism as well as pragmatism. The view that only minds and mental representations exist. There is no independently existing external material world. Means whatever is being seen, it is the imagination of the psychic order of the human ladder. Means Berkeley's metaphysics is idealistic in this sense. Number 8 is having ideas to guide one's life. Means we say about ideology as well as ideas and values for the maintenance of life as well as for maintaining social discipline. And for doing so, without understanding idealism in better manner, we never can understand or help our students with the help of education, learn about all these important things. As a branch of philosophy, idealism gives priority on mental properties for the realization of realities of phenomena. Idealism considers thought and consciousness important for the accomplishment of our mission of acquiring knowledge. So friends, in the process of acquisition of knowledge, for idealism, our mental properties have special importance. At the same time, consciousness, particularly the conscious part of human mind, also plays very important role in the process of realization of the realities of different, things, beings, phenomena, happenings of this universe. To know idealism in details, we have to know the exponents of this. Let us see the names of the exponents or the great names which do have special connectivity with the special or with this oldest branch of Western philosophy. Means for understanding idealism in detail, we are to know the exponents of this old branch of Western philosophy. The philosophical ideas of life of the exponents, the propounder, help us to have a clear idea of idealism. Means by knowing the names of the great philosophers who have heard idealism or who had a connectivity with the idealistic philosophical trend, we can understand idealism in better manner and we can understand the aims of education considering the idealistic viewpoint, means idealistic philosophical parameter or paradigm. The main exponents of this branch of philosophy are Socrates. This is the time of birth and date of Athens, means Greek. We are to mention about the names of three great philosophers, that is Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. And these three great philosophers, developed or contributed much for the development of the idealistic school of philosophy in the Western society. And in the ancient part of human history, these three great, Greek philosophers contributed much towards the development of human knowledge as well as for the solution of different problems of human life, as well as to take steps for the prosperity of human social order as well as uplift of human civilization. Spinoza's name has also special importance. Who is Spinoza? That's philosopher, you will come to know. Berkeley's name has George Berkeley, Spinoza Bruce, George Berkeley's name has special importance. George Berkeley is an Irish philosopher. Kant Immanuel, his name, German philosopher, Kant's name has special linkage with the philosophy of idealism. Fichte is a German philosopher. His name has connectivity with the school of idealism. Schelling, who is a German philosopher, his name has close connectivity. Hegel, who is also a German philosopher, his name has close linkage with the Western philosophical trend, that is idealism. And Oxford philosopher Hegel is German philosopher, means as well as Green Oxford philosopher. Schopenhauer, his name has special importance. Once we have to discuss about idealism, German philosopher. And coming back to India, we must have to take the name of Shankaracharya as well as Dayananda, means as well as Rabindranath Tagore, Indian philosopher, Mahatma Gandhi, Indian philosopher, Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, Indian philosopher, Swami Vivekananda, Indian philosopher, and Radhakrishnan, Indian philosopher. So these are the great names of Indian philosopher who had connectivity with the, with the philosophical doctrine of idealism, which is the oldest, one of the oldest branches of Western philosophy, particularly from in India or from Indian context. Once we are to discuss about idealism, we must have to take the name of Shankaracharya, thenceforth Dayananda, thenceforth Rabindranath Tagore, thenceforth Mahatma Gandhi, thenceforth Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, thenceforth Swami Vivekananda, and thenceforth Radhakrishnan. Means to some extent Gandhi's name has also connectivity with the, with the school of idealism, and that's why when in your field, means in the field of education, we discuss about the definitions of education. Vivekananda defined education means manifestation of perfection already in man. This is the definition which was being provided by Vivekananda. Manifestation of perfection already in man is nothing but education. What education is? Education is the process of manifestation of perfection already in man. So friends, for explaining the concept of perfection, we never can depend on science, we have to depend on philosophy, because concerning means for explaining different values, suppose beauty, truth, love, sympathy, we must have to go to the field of philosophy. And Gandhi also at the time of defining education, Mahatma Gandhi said or defined, and I like to quote before you that by education I do mean an all-round renown to be based in the child and man, body, mind and spirit. Means all the base qualities or potentialities are to be developed in physical domain, in spiritual domain, as well as in mental domain. So friends, education according to Gandhi is a process, or it is such a process with the help of which all the potentialities which do have concern or linkage with human spirit, all the potentialities which are linked with human physiological parameter, all the potentialities which do have link with the spiritual parameter of human personality, all are to be developed. And this education is a holistic process for the development of all the potentialities in physical parameter, in spiritual parameter, in mental parameter. And for understanding all such definitions of education, Plato said education is a process with the help of which we can realize beauty, and the realization of beauty is important for the realization of the real values of life. So friends, at the time of explaining or at the time of analyzing all the important definitions which were being provided by different educationists of India as well as from the Western social domain, we must have to understand the philosophical schools, maybe Western or the Eastern or Indian school of philosophy, and without understanding philosophy, we never can understand our discipline means education or your discipline, whatever it may be, because with all disciplines of study, philosophy has closed name. So friends, let us stop here today. We are to discuss the other part of idealism in the next class. Thank you so much.